Welcome to the Taylor James Show, where we pair extraordinary wine with extraordinary musicians. Our special guest is the Queen of Scream, Darby Mills. We'll hear about her inspiring journey going from the lead singer for the hugely successful rock band, the Headpins, to her brave departure going solo with the Darby Mills Project. But first, to Everything Wine to pair the perfect wine to complement Darby's unique talent. Well, here we are at Everything Wine in North Vancouver, and my goodness, this store is amazing. It's so big and beautiful.
Oh, it's so exciting.
Jeff still hasn't calmed down yet since we got in here. And we're standing in front of the vintage section of the store. It's absolutely breathtaking. I haven't been here since you did some renovations, and it was already a beautiful store, but it's fantastic. So we're here again. We did film at the River District store for our last season, and we were thrilled that you were happy to have us back. I love this location. I've been here many times, and very, very happy. Now, here on my right is Jeff, our band sommelier.
Hi. No, I'm not. I play drums. I'm a drummer.
He says he doesn't like it when I say that, but I know he likes it. We'll just leave it there for now. Yeah, okay. And then we have Natalie, beautiful Natalie from Everything Wine, wine aficionado, and she is here to help us pair wine with, we chose Darby Mills for your store, which is very exciting. So, Natalie, you've been working here for how long?
I've been with Everything Wine for 5 years now.
5 years?
Yeah.
Wow, you don't even look old enough to be working here that long.
I get that a lot.
Can I see your ID? I need to see your ID.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So how have you gotten your experience with all your knowledge?
Well, I started off as a cashier, and then I moved to the sales floor, and just from there they put us through classroom training, like formal training with WSET, and just honestly being surrounded by the wines, tasting them every day, that kind of thing.
What a job you have.
I know.
Imagine.
It's a dream job.
I think we should apply.
I'd like that job.
Yeah, I'll be a cashier. I don't mind.
I could also be a cashier.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, I was really impressed at your knowledge, and with you being so young, you have a great future ahead of you if you can just stay sober long enough.
It's a challenge, but
we were talking earlier about how it would be to work here, and then you get so spoiled tasting these beautiful wines. So we have some bottles that you and Jeff went through the store and picked out for Darby.
Yeah.
So Darby is known as the Queen of Scream. She's been in the music business for 40 years, and she's still touring. She's fiercely powerful. What's amazing about Darby is she's that person on stage, and when you've heard her singing, it's incredible. I don't know how she can sing like that, for days after days, and it's very impressive. But in person, she's this most lovingly kind, beautiful soul, and very spiritual. So, yeah, what would you have to say to add to that, Jeff?
Nothing. She's just an incredibly enormous talent, and you're right. She has the capability to keep doing that kind of performance year after year, and that voice is just so iconic. So we needed a wine to back that up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got a couple. So we're gonna start off here with the Black Sage Cab Franc. This is a beautiful wine. It has really nice dark red berries to it, cassis. It's aged in American oak, so it has this beautiful smoky mocha flavor to it.
Sounds great.
Yeah, big and bold.
Big and bold, that would be Darby.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Yeah.
Big, bold, and beautiful.
Yeah.
Totally.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, cool.
Wonderful.
That's great.
Good
All right.
pick.
Yeah, great pick.
And then the next wine we have here is the Painted Rock Red Icon. So yeah,
Rock Icon.
very fitting.
Come on.
I'll say, yeah.
You're getting all the right words here.
So this is actually a Bordeaux blend. So it's predominantly Merlot and Cab Franc, aged in French oak. So it has really rich blueberry, blackberry, vanilla notes to it. It's really smooth, velvety tannins with some good acid to it. It's,
What a great description.
So
eh?
incredible.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Very
this
nice.
it's a good one. That's
Gorgeous,
a good one.
gorgeous. And I see you picked something from Vernon,
Yeah,
right?
so we got something from her hometown, Vernon. So this is the 50th parallel Pinot Noir. So it has really nice, dark, dried cherry notes to it. It's really smooth. And like we were talking about earlier, how Pinot Noir requires, a lot of work and time to be grown. It's one of the most difficult grapes to produce into a wine because it's so fragile and delicate.
The heartbreak grape, they call it.
Yeah.
Do they call it that?
That's what they call it.
That's what should be calling you.
Why?
I don't know.
Why?
I don't know.
We're not talking about me. Really weird. This is a great wine, though, I'm sure. It's really...
It's a beautiful wine, and I just thought it was a good pick.
Looks lovely.
From her hometown, which would be cool.
Exactly.
Vernon, yeah.
Wow, the different kind of wines we've got are incredible. I'm sort of stumped. What do you think is more?
I think a Pinot is a nice choice, but it's a little bit too light for Darby's very big personality.
I agree.
I'm leaning towards Painted Rock because I like that it's a rock is in there and icon and the thing about Darby is she's been in this business for a long, long time. She's got a lot of wisdom,
staying power,
seasoned. I don't know, just at a point in her career where she probably is all of that and more that you described in that wine, and we know that wine is beautiful for a reason.
It's also beautiful and consistent year after year. Like this is a
I love it.
iconic wine. So
yeah, I think that would be the one. So for Miss Darby Mills, you beautiful soul, we chose Painted Rock. Thank you, Everything Wine, North Vancouver. And thank you. Great
that
job.
was wonderful. Thank you.
Can we open that now?
Yeah.
Used to ride to some far out places, seen the world in a million faces, and the view is worth the ride. Got my arms and my legs around you, hear the roar of the engine sounding, and it feels like she's alive. And you gotta ride that bitch from hell, wandering wide. No words for the stories that your wheels could tell. Route 66, put it all behind you. Nothing to fix, you don't need to find you. And the view is worth the ride. Feel the band and the rope beneath us. Feel the wind trying to defeat us. And it feels like she's alive. You gotta ride that bitch from hell, wandering wide. No words for the stories that your wheels could tell. Travel, take some time, let it all unravel, cause it feels so alive. Got my arms and my legs around you, hear the roar of the engine sounding, and it feels like she's alive. Now you gotta ride that bitch from hell, wandering wide. From hell, wandering wide. No words for the stories that your wheels could tell.
All right. Darby Mills is in the house. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for accepting my invitation.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, this is a big day. I've never met you until now, which is really, really awesome. But anytime I've ever mentioned your name to anyone, it's always the same. Yeah. She's so awesome. And she's not only a great person, a great singer, she's as beautiful on the inside as she is on the outside. So I want you to know that this really is from anybody that I mentioned your name to. So I'm super excited. And I felt that from you when we talked on the phone. I was a little bit nervous and excited, and within 5 minutes I felt like I knew you my whole life. So thank you.
That's wonderful.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's the truth. So I guess we'll start it with the wine portion of the show. We went to...
Please do.
Yeah, that's the best part. We went to Everything Wine in North Vancouver. They have 4 stores across the city, and it is the warehouse for wine, and it's stunningly beautiful when you go into the place. So we also decided we're going to feature BC wines this season. So Penticton was the wine that was chosen. This is like a Bordeaux style. It's a blend of a bunch of different grapes, and it's full-bodied. And part of the reason that it was chosen for you because it's a big, bold wine for a big, bold voice. The name Painted Rock was really cool because you're a rock icon. And it does say icon on the bottle. So you are an icon, and we thought this was a beautiful pairing for you and your music. So we're gonna taste it. This is the fun part, Darby. Yeah. Yay! And we're gonna thank Everything Wine and Natalie for this beautiful, beautiful choice. So let's swirl her around.
All right, okay. Yes. Oh, look at that.
Isn't that nice?
Oh,
nice color, right?
We're not going to spit it out, though, right?
No, we're going to drink it. Oh, my goodness. It's been breathing for a few hours, too.
Oh, that is really nice.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
Oh.
sure. Do I take the bottle home?
Do you think it'll last that long? You can keep drinking while we talk if you like. I'm just going to put that there. All right, so where do we begin? I love your story that you were a woman in a man's world. And you were, you had to have a lot of grit and tenacity and, I don't know, dare I say balls to be in that world and shine like you did. I know it wasn't easy, but 35 years, I think you put into the Headpins?
36
years. I mean, that's amazing. Yeah.
I joined when I was 21, and the last time I left, because I had departed twice earlier, I was 57. So
wow.
Yeah.
It's your whole life.
Yeah, it was my whole life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Till now.
Yeah, and I think you've been through a lot, and the courage and the commitment for you to leave and start again at 57. That brings me, right now I want to have a bit of a tear because it's so beautiful, and I know it's a lot of people on the outside are saying, why would she do that? Why would she leave something so secure? And well, why wouldn't you do it? And why wouldn't you explore more of who you are? Because that was 35 years of your life. And there's a lot more in there, right?
Well, I hope so.
Well, I know
hoping to get
so.
another 10 years out of this poor thing that I've abused so terribly for so many years.
Yeah.
But it came down to 5 years ago. I lost my mom after being my mom and dad's caregiver for about 3 years, and she died just suddenly.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And then shortly after, it's in the documentary, but shortly after, my husband had a heart attack, and he basically passed away in our driveway, and they broke 10 ribs, bringing him back to life.
Wow.
And I just started thinking, I've spent so much time, and at the end of it all, I think I'll still end up working at Walmart because there's no pension for musicians or singers. There's just, the industry is not set up to keep us alive past our prime years, which is usually 5 years. So 36 years, and for me, 40 plus years in the industry, I wasn't really that smart, and I didn't really take care of a lot of things that I probably should have. So, in the end, I didn't want to think or find myself having to get a day job, which I won't get into politics, but that's where most of the seniors are working these days, are at the Walmarts and the McDonald's and things like that in life. So if I'm still alive when I'm 80 years old, what am I going to be doing? Because I haven't set up a pension for myself or my husband. So time to wise up and take the wheel and drive and start realizing that the decisions that I didn't like that were being made on my behalf, you can't sit there and just bitch about them and do nothing about it.
Yeah.
So it took a lot of thinking, and my husband was my manager for years, and he was a co-manager of the Headpins, and he'd been out of the business for almost 20 years. And we sat down and had a really good talk and said, "Do you want to get back into this? Because it takes a team.
Sure does.
You can't do it alone.
God. No, you can't.
As much as you think you know everything."
Yeah.
Which I know I don't, and so I've come to realize that. But
well, we all have our strengths, right?
Yeah.
So that's why you need a team, because each team member has a different strength, and if it comes together and it works, it's fantastic.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't think it wasn't that you weren't smart. I think that it's natural, I think, at our age to start thinking about these things. And thank God it doesn't happen until now. It'd be a drag to be worried about what am I going to do when I'm 80 when you're 30, right?
For sure. Although, if we did, we'd be in a lot better place, probably.
Maybe. But I just think what you've done is you've come full circle in a sense of wisdom. Like, I love what you did. I hope people are inspired by it. I hope that there's people watching this who are in a job that they hate, in a marriage that they're not happy in, something, and they feel something from this, because it was massive what you did. And there are no guarantees. But there was a passion in your heart. And if that's something, you have to go on that in this world, and not enough people do. And I'm just congratulate you for that, and I think it's just showing to me that it's come full circle. You've gone through a lot, and now you're on the other side, and maybe it's an opportunity to be at peace with everything else. And anybody who's judging you, they're probably not happy with what they're doing. So it's easier just to point fingers sometimes, you know? So hold your head high, beautiful. I just think I am so inspired by you.
Well, thank you. Something that I've experienced is that there's always going to be struggles. There's always hurdles. You're always trying to conquer something, or a bad decision, someone else's, whatever. But if you're going through all those things in life to reach someone else's end, then
oh my God, you
how
just
much
nailed
time
it.
have you wasted?
Yes.
So in talking with my husband and realizing that the struggles that we were going through, or I was going through with the Headpins at the time, they weren't going to take me where I wanted to be. They were going to take someone else where they wanted to be, but not myself.
Yep.
So if I'm going to go through these struggles, why don't they be struggles that will get me to where I want to be when I get to the point where my decisions aren't mine anymore? And I'm speaking of having parents with Alzheimer's, and I don't know many people that are my age in life right now that aren't experiencing that with their families.
Yeah, my mom has dementia.
Yeah,
I lost my dad. It's definitely.
While you can still make decisions, go make some.
Go make them.
Win or lose.
There, that's it.
They're yours.
Go make them.
Yeah.
You know, your husband sounds like an amazing soulmate for you. Like, you guys have been through a lot together, and you make these decisions together. You know, it's like what you did is like ending a marriage, and because in a band, it's like a marriage, right? With the people you're working with, and it's like being in a marriage where it's taking you're doing everything for your partner, but nothing for you, and that leaves you feeling, you know. So what you're doing, I completely understand, and it's wonderful. I was also really inspired when I read, I think you really loved your dad. I think that the story I read that was so beautiful to me was when you were a child and you would be out singing by the on the lake with the burning fires, and you would sing, and the people across the way could hear you guys singing.
He would sing, yeah.
And
there'd be applause. He'd finish singing, like, "Oh, Danny boy." It was very, "Oh, Danny boy." and I was, from birth up to 5 or 6 years old, we would listen to the applause from the fires on the other side of the lake. And that was definitely like, this is cool. And that was a big inspiration at that point. I figured I'd be an actor or an actress, is where I thought I would go. And actually didn't even get on my school choir because they didn't think I could sing. And like,
don't you love those stories?
But my dad can sing, so I'm but
you said too, you were really proud to be his daughter.
Yeah.
That hit me in the heart when I read that. That's really nice. That's really
and my
nice.
mom too.
Yeah, of course. Right. So you were also, what was interesting too, is you were a figure skater for, was it 12 years?
Yes.
And then you were too old or something at, how old were you, 12? 17? No.
By 17, yeah, you were pretty much out
Isn't
of
that funny?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But that's sports, and I think it's the same today.
Yeah.
You know, you have to.
Did you think you were going to
reach
go
your
with that?
peak.
Or just something you did as a kid?
I was in grade 11 when I got asked to move to, I think it was Golden, and live in the basement suite of a family who was involved in the figure skating club at the time, and turn pro, start teaching. And I turned it down. I mean, I could have got away from home. But that wasn't a priority. I'm glad I stayed at home. I got grade 12 education and then hit the road right away. I loaded up.
Out of grade 12?
Yeah, I went.
You got into music out of grade 12? Hit the road?
I started, my first band was in grade 11, I do believe.
Goodness.
And I sang
You're a baby.
We May Never Pass This Way Again at our high school reunion. And a week after graduation, I loaded up my gremlin and moved to Calgary. And
That's right, it's a silver gremlin.
A silver gremlin, that's right. And started singing. And I've always held a day job, though. That was always kept me grounded, even at the height. Well, perhaps not when the Headpins were touring in like in '82, '3 and '4. My parents would never let me get too big-headed. It was always, you know.
Good, you had great parents.
Pretty much, yeah.
So you have your own children?
I do.
You have, was it 2 boys?
2 boys,
And how old are
20 and 25.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, are they into music?
My oldest doesn't play anything and doesn't sing, but he's got a wonderful ear. He was in grade 8, so 13, and he pulled me in and played me this song, and I said, "That's nice." He said, "No, she's going to be playing a club in Kelowna next week. You got pull, get me in."
Oh, no, no.
I'm like, "You're 13 years old, I'm not."
You got pull?
Yeah. Lady Gaga ended up being
No.
a huge
It was Lady
hit.
Gaga?
It was Lady Gaga was playing.
Did you get him in?
No, I had no idea she would. I mean, I'm kicking myself over that one, but he found her back that
Wow,
far
he
that
has
she was
great
playing
ear.
a club in Kelowna.
Wow.
A great ear, yeah. And he's introduced me to all kinds of new music. And
Isn't that something?
And yeah, and my youngest is a golfer, so.
Well, he's living in the right town. You have a golf course in Vernon?
Oh, 4 or 5 of
4 or
them.
5,
yeah,
yeah.
or more in the Okanagan.
Nice.
So yeah, so no musicians, no.
So were you touring when you were pregnant?
Up
That
to,
must have
I
been
did
hard.
up to 5-6 months, I think, with both of them,
Wow.
and then I was just too big. I did the concept of singing. Turn it loud with the stomach out to here. This is like little. This is,
Ah, that's funny. Well, that's probably why, you know, if you're in the womb, it transferred. That's probably why it's a good ear, because you have such a great voice.
Thank you.
How did it feel living up to that Queen of Scream?
It wasn't originally called that, and it was just at the last minute they changed it to Queen of Scream,
Yeah.
and it was done, and the posters were ready, and they sent them out to us for approval, and it was like, oh, okay, here we go.
Wow.
Yeah, it was definitely not my choice to do it, but whatever.
It's
now I
true.
got a title.
Now
Here we
you have a
go.
title. It's
Woo.
awesome. So what are you most grateful for, would you say?
Oh.
It doesn't have to be about music. It can be anything in your life.
So many things, you know. I'm grateful for having supportive parents. They didn't detour me from taking off, loading up the gremlin and taking off. I was the last of 4 kids, and they just kind of went, "See ya." Okay, see you later. And all the times that they, you know,
Yeah.
even when my husband and I were married, when we were short on cash, they bailed me out, so or us out. So I'm grateful for having such understanding parents and 2 really, really awesome kids. I mean, we didn't beat them too much when they were little, but just enough, you know, so that they're. I started my oldest when he was 5. Skinny, white-skinned, blue-eyed, red-headed baby who could negotiate a contract at 3.5. I mean, I taught him well, very young, how to negotiate.
Good for you.
Yeah, and I just thought, you know, this little guy is going to get into trouble. So I enrolled him into Taekwondo at 5 and carried my then baby, 6, 7-month-old, in a carrier, and they both spent the next 10 years basically of their life in Taekwondo. I ended up becoming a black belt and an instructor myself. I taught for, I think, about 8 or 9 years. And at that time, I was also the janitor. That's that day job thing. So I mopped the floors and cleaned the toilets.
You need to write a book. I'm sorry. I'm going to keep bugging you about that. Your story's so inspiring. It's so inspiring. Thank you so much for coming. And then just before we have another sip of wine, and we're going to be singing a song together that I'm really excited about. It was a hit. And what year was the hit?
I don't know, 1980.
81, I think, right? And that album went platinum, released. Double platinum?
Double platinum in Canada.
Yeah.
It took, I think it was under two, it was the fastest double platinum album for the day. I mean, it's been blown out of the charts since, but for 1981, it was
exciting.
Something.
And there's a million things that went along with that, but I'm sure there was a portion of it that was so exciting. And congratulations.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
So I'm so stoked. We're all stoked about doing it with you. We've been all we've been talking about. Can't we do that song with Darby? Can't we do that song with Darby? So and you have a new album with your Darby Mills project. Let's not forget that.
I did. Well, in 1990, I went in and recorded a solo project for Warner Music Canada, and then 5 years ago, I remastered it and re-released it.
Flying Solo?
Called Flying Solo, yeah. And then about a year ago, we went into the Russian Hall here in Vancouver, and we had a recording company come in, and we recorded an album live of all our live music, which has got covers on it, and some Headpins, and then some of the Flying Solo album.
Fantastic.
So, yeah, been trying to catch up to... To the world with somewhat new.
It's fantastic. So everybody's got to know. You got to get out and get Flying Solo. The Darby Mills project, that is the new and exciting thing that you're doing, and we're all very proud of you. We're all supporting you, and you go, girl. You hold your head high.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're gonna have a little toast. Thank you very much for being part of our show. Thank you to Everything Wine and Natalie. Beautiful choice. Darby loves it.
Yes, I do.
Yes. Cheers. It is delightful, isn't it? Okay, we're going to hug.
All right.
Thank you so much. Love you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Right.
Let's go sing.
Yeah.
Woo.
five.
That's right, girl.